everybody, it's Kendra here. Welcome back. Today I'm going to give you a quick peek at all the things I've been working on once again lately. It's kind of a mix. I really feel like over the past few months I just haven't been knitting much, and I've actually done a little bit of knitting lately. So I'll show you that, show you a bit of my stitching and tell you a bit of a sad tale about it, and I've done some spinning too. So that is the overview of what we're going to talk about. First up, this is a knitting project that you have seen before, and it's kind of been on the back burner, and you may recognize this is Holst Garn Coast, and it is a light fingering weight yarn that I held double to knit the Prairie Fire pattern by Tin Can Knits, and this is the finished top. So I had some issues that were my fault. I was making it for my daughter, and it turned out a little bit bigger than what I was expecting, so I kind of put it down and thought maybe I should wait to make it like long sleeves so it'll fit in the fall. But then again, it's like a cotton blend yarn, so I decided it might be better for a summer top still. So I decided to go with the short sleeves, and I tried it on her. It is too big, but it should fit next year. So I'm just going to tuck it away until then, but it is completed at least and not just sitting languishing on the needles. I've knit this pattern a few times now. I love the lace detail. It does have some holiness to it, but it's not too bad. I haven't knit this for myself, only for the kids. This one does seem a little holier than the wool versions I have done in the past, so it might just need a shirt underneath it, but that's not a problem. And I think she's gonna look really nice in this green color. So that is the first thing that I am very glad to have finished. Oh, and I don't know if you could see, the pattern kind of goes around and meets at the back. And so it does make it a little bit longer, which kind of adds to the whole getting too big. But I think it looks really neat, and I think this is the third time I have knit the kid size version of this. And this is, I'm trying to remember now, I think I knit the size 2 to 4. My daughter is newly 2. She is pretty big, but I think just my gauge might have been off a little bit, especially with this as my yarn. It's not a true DK weight, and so that does make some of a difference as well. But all in all, I'm glad it is done, and it's just going to get tucked away until next year, and yeah, then I can kind of get back to it. So after that, I was looking through my yarn, and a while ago I was at Michael's and there was a couple balls on sale I just couldn't pass up. It was just a red heart yarn for $2, and I knew I would be able to make some hats or something with it, but I decided to make a little baby gift for someone in our church who is having a baby. And so I made this sweater here. This is called the Antler Cardigan, also by Tin Can Knits. It's kind of, they're my go-to lately. And I've only made the baby size of this as well, but the great thing about the Tin Can Knits patterns is that it goes all the way from newborn up to, I think, like 4XL. Have to double check on the sizing, but it is a huge range. So this is what this one looks like. I love how, even though it's just a basic acrylic yarn, I like the flecks of color in it. And I had a little bit left over after the sweater and decided to go for the matching hat. The Antler Toque, this is a free pattern on Ravelry. The cardigan pattern you do have to pay for. I recently got it when they were having a bit of a sale, and I just knew I would be able to use it a lot just as a go-to cardigan pattern, and I have knit it twice already now. I don't think I did show that on here. I made a Antler cardigan as a baby gift back in March, and I used some impeccable yarn. Maybe I did, but this is the second one I've made, and this is going to be the little set. I just put on a black pom-pom, and these are just some coconut buttons. I think I've got a few more of these in my Etsy shop, but pretty simple, and I think it makes a really nice, pretty neutral set. So that is the other knitting I have done. So spinning or cross stitch. How about we go to stitching next? I have been doing a lot of stitching lately, and I have actually had a bit of a problem. I've been using Pattern Keeper on my Kindle Fire, and I had a crack in the screen, like a bad one, that spread and it was causing issues, and so we ordered a new screen to put on, and we had some problems changing it, and so it's been out of commission for a few days at least, so I really haven't picked it up or been able to work on it since then. Definitely the downsides of using a device rather than a paper pattern, but still, it is so worth it. I've gotten so much enjoyment out of using Pattern Keeper, which is the program I use. And this here is called the Potting Shed by Aimee Stewart. I've been putting in a lot of work over the past few weeks on this piece here. I just love this color scheme. I love the colors of the house. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell, but this is like the windows of the shed. There's a hanging planter. This is the front window. Then there's going to be the door and the other window over here. So lots to do left, but it's definitely making some progress. And I just love picking this one up, love putting the stitches. It is stitched 1/1 on 25 count easy grid, which is pre-gridded with these 10 by 10 squares. And it makes it so easy and so fun just to be able to kind of copy the grid over rather than such intense counting when there's no grid available. Also, it's so easy to have it just printed on the fabric rather than drawing it on, which I have tried in the past, or some people use thread and sew in the grid, but I didn't really trust my grid. And anyways, I'm glad to have it like this. I really enjoy working on it, and I'm just over 20% done on this piece so far. So lots left to do, but I've made pretty good progress in the last couple of months as well. I just love staring at the little stitches on here. But anyways, glad to have been working on that. Kind of sad to take a break, but it's been good to pick up other things as well. And then I have this one on a hoop right now, so I'll show this part first. This is a Etsy pattern. It was a trio pack of 3. I had started the first one and then started working on the second one, and there was a brown color through this bunny's face and ears that I stitched in. And I thought it was a good substitute for the color they called for that I didn't have. But once it was in, it just looked way too dark. I didn't like it at all. So I ripped it out. Well, I put it in timeout for a few days first. Then one night I just like, I'm gonna stay up until this is pulled out. So I did, and I just haven't picked it back up to finish it yet. I think last time I did show you, this was the first part of it. So this is one of the 3, and we're going into the second one here. So again, it's kind of been in timeout lately, but I do hope to pick it up and put some more stitches. It is just on Aida, on 16 count Aida. So it's kind of like a rest on the eyes after working on the 25 count to going to the 16. It's just easy to see, easy to stitch up. And yeah, I'm glad to be working on that too. I think this is, I'm gonna make a little banner lengthwise of the set of 3 to go into my girls' room once it's done. So lastly is the stitching progress. I can't, once again, my brain's scattered. I can't remember what I've shown on here before, and I started filming a video of the whole process of this, so I'll just give you a little peek here. But I have this BFL that I dyed, shades of gray, and I am spinning it for hopefully an oversized cardigan, but we'll see how much yardage I get out of it. And I just filled up my first bobbin. So here she is. It's pretty twisty. You can probably see there's some spots where it's folding on itself in the thinner areas. And I was really trying to put in more twist just because I have done some BFL and some merino in the past that was a little too loosely spun, and it just felt like it got pilly so fast, and it was really smushy soft, but not as hard wearing as I might have liked for a garment. So I decided to try to put more twist into the singles and then maybe a little bit less into the ply. So that's what I'm kind of experimenting with. I got this big bobbin filled so far, and I did get started on the second one, oops, which is right here. Not too much yet. You can tell it's not filled too evenly, but that is okay. It's been a lot of fun. And this is the Plyology spinning wheel. This is the beta tester version, but they are coming out with their main version. They've been giving some Kickstarter updates, which has been really fun to see some of the changes they've been making, and yeah, I'm really excited about it, but still enjoying spinning on this one as well. Yeah, now that I have turned to the electric spinning wheel, I don't think I'm gonna go back to the traditional wheel, at least with what I'm spinning right now. That could obviously change if my spinning changes, but for right now, I am so enjoying it. It's so small and portable, and I've been loving it. So this is the progress on my sweater spin. So that's really all the things I've been working on lately. We're really enjoying having the warmer weather here lately as well, being outside with the new puppy that we have and putting in the garden and just doing things around the yard has been a lot of fun, and I like to have my crafting to look back on as well. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these projects. Honestly, I don't really know what I'm going to work on next. I think I'm going to try to finish up the sweater spin, but I'm kind of at a loss for knitting. I don't have anything in mind that I want to make, so we'll see. Maybe I'll clean through my yarn one of these days and see if the inspiration will strike. Maybe I'll have some good ideas. Really haven't been buying any yarn probably for the last year or more, which maybe contributes to not really having any ideas of what to make. But that is okay. I know I've got lots of odds and ends. I really need to come up maybe with some scrappy projects and things to work on. But I hope that you guys are all having fun with your crafting as well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!